Good afternoon. My name is Barrington Taylor, and I'm a third year entrepreneurship major from Prince George's County, Maryland. And today I want to talk to you about how my company, Blink Recording Studios, can collaborate with NASA with the use of their new software. So, moving on. So, first of all, the mission of Blink Studios is where we want to create a place where creation and expression meet in order to make new possibilities for whatever thing you're trying to create or whatever your medium is or whatever type of way you express yourself through art. So the problem that we are trying to solve is that artists, podcasters, people that are recording movies, and just all these fields that require somebody to create content, they have the content they want to create, but they don't have the means to get a professional recording, or they don't know how to use the equipment they have to get a professional recording, which is where we come in being a recording studio, Blink Studios. So our solution is to offer professional recording techniques as well as guidance to those who need it in the recording field or anybody who's making content. So what NASA does that we want to incorporate into Blink Studios is that NASA has a new software called Electrical Modeling and Thermal Analysis Toolbox. And what this software does, it allows the software to scan any electrical device and find out what the problem is by bringing up a model and then being able to, analyze that model and see how we can improve what we're trying to repair. The only problem is that we need to take the software and edit it so that somehow it's more tuned toward audio equipment and not other things that NASA would use in their on a daily basis. So next I'm going to talk about our target market. We have a pretty precise but large target market, being that it would include other recording studios, any individual who has recording equipment they want to be serviced or repaired, performance venues, TV stations, recording artists, sports stadiums, and radio stations all included. So, being that the market size is $1 billion currently, we have a lot of room to take our space in the market, especially when we add this new software to our list of services we can offer. And we have roughly 19,000 competitors, but with the size of the market, we can find a way to make our way and still not get washed in with the rest of the competitors. And on top of all that, the expected market growth per year is 1.3%. So we can expect to see a bigger share being taken up every year we're working. So moving on to some of our competitors in the competitive landscape, we do have two major competitors in the area being ProTech and Hi-Fi Heaven. ProTech has similar service to our studio, except they don't offer mobile. They don't have any mobility as of right now. If you want anything repaired, you have to bring it to ProTech, which is where we have a better solution in that we come and we meet our clients and we have, we have transportation to go and get the equipment and bring it back to repair it and then eventually bring it back to the client, which they don't offer. And next, Hi-Fi Heaven has another similar business model in our repair section of a business, but it doesn't have the software that we plan to use with NASA in this entire collaboration. So moving on to the funding we would need for the project, it would be around $100,000 to get all of our needs covered. And you might ask how we use these funds. Well, we do have a plan to use them, and that is mainly through marketing techniques and advertisement, just so people know that we do have these services and that they are being offered, and being that we are in a very competitive landscape. Next, under that would be testing. So we would have to get a feel for the software, have in-house equipment that we try to fix up. We have a very clear understanding and mastery of it before we introduce it to the public. And moving on to transportation, we will need some sort of form of transportation in order to get what they have to us. And under that, employee salaries, of course, and more workspace to work out of. Moving on to our sales channels, we plan to utilize social media, our business website, and the actual business, the brick and mortar location, but primarily the business website, being that people can come into the site and give us a request they need, what they need repaired. We can get a full sheet of what it is exactly, and then send them back the fees for the service as well as what we can do to help them. Moving on to marketing, social media is a big tool of marketing, being that it's it's 2021. Everybody is using a social platform of some sort, or the majority of the world, and that is a free outlet that we don't have to necessarily put a lot of capital forward to use. And next, as we said earlier, the company site as well as pay-per-click ads on other sites. So we would be paying, per interaction with the ad instead of just paying for the real estate itself. And on top of that, we can market through search engine use. So anytime Blink comes up in a Google or Yahoo search, people know that we're our service is the first they see. And of course, local ads like billboards and signages across different areas. Revenue streams. Our revenue streams include services for recording and production, as well as mixing and mastering, and hopefully this new service for repair with the NASA technology and software we're trying to use. So customers will be able to use a room inside the studio for roughly $45 an hour, but the rate can vary, if they are using it for an extended period of time or a very short period of time. And, and moving back to the audio equipment with NASA, we have to spend money to have this as a revenue stream in the future, but the investment will pay out, hopefully. That is planned. So the major costs we're going to need for the business is obviously space, and we're going to have to meet the lease requirements for our building currently. And on top of that, we would have to buy more equipment as well as handling payroll and insurance for all the equipment and the space itself, being about $800 per unit. We will need up to um, roughly more than 20 units for the entire studio. And then on top of that, we need to pay the lease, which is roughly $90 per square foot. And finally, the employee salaries, which will be ranging from $15 to $24. It would be once we factor in their experience and what they have to offer. Moving on to the milestones we plan to reach. Our first milestone that we plan to reach by November 1st is having mastered the actual software so that we understand enough to help someone else use it or help someone else when we're trying to repair what they need fixed. And our next will be January of next year, where we want to begin marketing this service. So have it, have an understanding of it so that we're ready to put it out there into the world and let them know we can help them. And then by April of next year, we want to have at least 500 clients serviced with the new software. So the team and the key roles of it, we have the engineering team, audio service team, organization, and technician team. The engineering team will be handling all the recording of the actual studio and the artists that come in. So setting up mics, getting the audio mixed and mastered and sent out. The audio service team will take care of picking up equipment and seeing or assessing the initial problems and bring it back to the technicians who use the software. Will hopefully collaborate with NASA to use to help analyze the actual equipment so we can diagnose the problem and get it back to the client. And finally, the organization team, which will schedule all these appointments and the various details that are associated with each client. So finally, moving on to our partners and the resources that we have. So our main source of our business is our service. And because it's a service business, we want to maintain a very high clientele, or just increase our pool of clientele we have to go through and contact. And as a recording studio, we do play a vital part in the whole art process, being that this is where the product gets made. This is where it gets recorded. This is where it gets finalized and cut and sent off into the world. So it's a very important intermediary. And obviously, recording labels do have all the talent that we plan to service, which is why it's a very important task to be able to associate and try to get a deal or maybe some sort of partnership with these studios in order to have consistent clientele. Again, my name is Barrington Taylor, and thank you for your time and listening. We hopefully see you in the future. Have a good day.